Everyone, it's Flameace back here with another video. Today we'll be doing What If Naruto Was in My Hero Academia Part 2. So without further ado, roll the intro. Alright, we're back. So our story starts off back at the entrance of not the entrance of UA, but it starts at Naruto and Izuku at the in their dorms. Naruto would say, "Jeez, finally getting settled in. It took so long for us to get all of our stuff here." Jacob would say, "Quit complaining. We got it done, didn't we? That's a good thing, right?" Naruto would say, "I guess." Naruto would say, "Hey, Izuku, in this article, it says that they serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Let's head to the cafeteria." Izuku would say, "Okay." Naruto would be at the cafeteria. So would Izuku. Naruto would be like, "Geez, they have so many selections of food. They have ramen." Izuku would say, "Naruto, what is it with you and ramen?" Out of the corner of Deku's eye, Deku would see some, he'd see some donuts. Deku would actually grab as many sweets as he could. Deku would then say, "Okay, how much does that cost?" The guy would say at the cash register would say, "It's free." We cut to Naruto at the ramen part. Naruto would say, "How much does this ramen cost for an extra large bowl?" The guy would say, the only thing it costs is 0 cents. It's free." Naruto would say, "What? Yes! Yes! It's free? Yes!" Then the guy at the ramen section would say, "What type of ramen do you want? We actually have a few different new types of ramen. We have sweet and spicy ramen. We have hot and spicy beef ramen. We also have traditional ramen. So which one?" Naruto would say, "I'd like the sweet and spicy ramen, please. An extra large bowl of it." He'd then say, "Coming up." Naruto's order would be ready. Naruto would go to the table and say, "I can't wait to dig in." Deku would finally arrive saying, "Naruto, you're such a food munchie when it comes to ramen." Naruto would then say, "Geez, whenever it comes to sweets, you're pretty much on the case, aren't you?" Deku would say, "I like sweets, but I can resist not having them." Naruto would say, prove it. Naruto would take a donut and Deku would try to start fighting Naruto for the donut. Naruto would be like, see? And then he'd toss the donut back to Deku. Deku would say, don't ever do that again. Naruto would say, yeah. We then see the girl named Mikuru from last episode, and Mikuru would have green eyes and long hair like Ino's. She'd have green eyes and long hair. She'd say, in a ponytail, and then she'd say, I see you two are starting to get settled in. Saying, okay. Then basically she'd say, Naruto would say, yeah, I guess. She'd then say, okay. Naruto would say, do you want to sit with us? What would happen? Mikuru would say, yeah, I don't mind. She'd basically just have some food. And yeah. We then cut to Bakugo seeing them, and Bakugo would be like, I can't believe you two are here from middle school. I can't believe you actually got here. You guys need to leave. This is my girl. Mikuru would say, Bakugo, I've told you 57 times. I'm not your girl. Bakugo would say, you're gonna be my girl whether you like it or not. Naruto would say, is he causing you problems? Has he done this before? Mikuru would tell Naruto that he's been quite rude to her, and he self-proclaimed her when they didn't even get together. Naruto would say, you know what? I hate scum like you, but I hate scum like you. I'll let you flee with your life, but I won't let you off the hook. What would happen would be, Bakugo would say, you wanna go, twerp? Naruto would say, after school, I'll mess you up. I'll let you flee with your life, but just barely. Actually, let's make it at noon. Izuku would say, yeah, and even if you get through Naruto, you'll still have to go through me. Then basically this just be like an all-out fight from them later on. But I'm not going to talk about that too much. So I cut to class. As I always say, come in, Naruto. Looks like you're the first one to class, surprisingly. Naruto would say, surprisingly? What do you mean? Well, I thought you ditched class because you're such a cool kid, is what you act like. Naruto would say, I'm not trying to be cool anyway, it's just my natural personality. Aizawa would say, sit down. What would happen would be, Naruto would basically sit down in his chair. So would Izuku and Mikuru and everyone else in the class. Bakugo would just be shooting them dirty looks. Acting like he was acting so mean to Deku. So mean to just Naruto and Deku. Naruto would then say, Aizawa would then say, okay, class, open to page 143 in your math book. We're going over we're going over trigonometry, and then blah blah blah. He'd blather on. We'd cut to the end of class where Naruto and Deku were both at the training grounds. Bakugo would say, Naruto would say, I guess Bakugo wasn't here yet. We'd see Mikado and she'd say, I guess not. Before Bakugo gets here, do you want to spar? Naruto would say, okay. Mikado would reveal her quirk. Her quirk would be called Shadow Eater. She was able to manipulate and bend shadows into weapons and items. And the darker it was, the more stronger those weapons would be. In the daytime, they'd basically just be normal weapons, just as strong as normal weapons. But in the nighttime, they gain special properties and be more durable and stronger. Naruto would say, quick question, what's your quirk? She'd then say, my quirk is called Shadow Molder. I'm able to mold shadows to my will, making them weapons and other things. Naruto then say, okay, I've heard of your type, but it's pretty rare. So let's get this party on the road. But Mikado would say, before that, what's your quirk? Deku would say, my quirk is one fur beast. My brother's quirk, Izuku, he has the same quirk. Of course, our quirks have a few different properties, but they come to the same gist. And whatever I can do, he can do. Of course, I can do some things better, and he can do some things better, but we can do the same things. We can basically mold energy into blast and shoot it off in rounds and stuff. Mikado would then say, okay, let's get started. Naruto would basically go for the first blow, basically just moving very quickly. Okay, I am back. But yes, Naruto would go for the first blow, moving very quickly. He'd then strike Mikado. Mikado would say, geez, you're fast, but not as fast as me. Mikado would quickly zoom behind Naruto. Naruto would then say, geez, you're pretty fast. That means I don't really have to handicap myself. Mikado would then say, what? Naruto would basically go at 50% speed, moving all around Mikado, making her dizzy, moving so fast she couldn't even keep an eye on him. Naruto would then say, let's go, Rasengan! And basically try to shove a Rasengan into her. She'd basically take her own shadow and mold it into a shield. She'd then basically block him. She'd then say, you're pretty strong, so I guess I don't have to hold back. Naruto would say, those are the exact conditions I wanted for this battle. Naruto would basically run at her, shoving her Rasengan into the shadow shield once again, cracking it a bit. Naruto would then actually charge up a lava Rasengan. He'd then say, let's go, lava Rasengan! Shoving the Rasengan into the shield, actually breaking the shield. So yeah. The battle would commence as a high-speed battle. Naruto would actually punch Mikado in her back. Mikado would go flying and say, jeez, you're strong, you win. Naruto would say, jeez, I'm not that strong. He'd then say, then what are you? I could tell you're not weak. Naruto would be flattered and say, Naruto would be flattered and thank her until he heard someone say, hey, twerp! Guess who's here? Naruto would shoot a glare at Bakugo saying, finally time. Bakugo would say, it's time to start. It's time to start if you're willing to die. So let's go! Bakugo would run at Naruto, trying to shoot an explosion at him. Naruto would move past the explosion. Naruto would move past the explosion once again. What Naruto would do is Naruto would basically chop Bakugo to the neck, then kick him away. Bakugo would be like, "What?" Naruto would then say, "Really? You've been a pain in my side since middle school. Of course I saved you from that villain, but you've still been a pain in my side." Naruto would then basically say, sorry, now I'm back. As I was saying, Naruto would say, "You've been a real pain in my side since middle school. It's finally time to teach you a lesson." Bakugo would say, "Teach me a lesson? All right, school's in session. And by the end of this lesson, you'll die. Let's go." Bakugo would instantly go towards Naruto, trying to throw some explosions at him. Naruto would basically get behind him, chop him in the neck, then kick him away. Naruto would then appear right behind Bakugo, kicking him up into the sky. He'd then charge up a Rasengan and jump towards Bakugo and try to shove the Rasengan into him while Bakugo is still in the air. Bakugo would use an explosion to propel himself up higher. Okay, everyone, we're back. So yeah, Bakugo would basically use his explosions to propel himself higher to get away and not get hit by the Rasengan. Naruto then said that won't work. Naruto would then burst through the explosions, getting to Bakugo and shoving a Rasengan into him. Naruto would weave together a few hand signs and say, "Wind style, wind shuriken," creating a wind shuriken, throwing it at him. The wind shuriken would look like it was going off course because Bakugo would send an explosion, sending the wind shuriken off course. Naruto would then manipulate the wind shuriken using wind and circle it back on course to actually hit Bakugo. The wind shuriken would actually hit him, causing major damage. But yes, as I was saying, Naruto would basically make the wind shuriken go back on path and hit Bakugo, causing Bakugo to fly away. Naruto would then say, "This is something I've been working on for a little while. It was hard to learn, but now I got it down. Water style, wave, water style, force wave," causing a wave that would push Bakugo. Deku would say, he finally learned how to use water attacks. Good for him. Naruto would then say, "Let's go." Naruto would then say, "Let's go." Then Naruto would say, "Kurama, give me your energy. Kurama, give me your chakra." Naruto would then weave together a few hand signs and say, "Let's go." Wind and water style. Wind and water style. Miss release. Miss shuriken. Naruto would then create a water and air shuriken. Wind shuriken. Using the shuriken, Naruto would then throw the shuriken, and the shuriken would actually use the mist to actually blind itself and make it look like there were actually 6 shurikens, when in fact there were only 1. Naruto would then have the shuriken circle around Bakugo, actually hitting him at multiple points. Deku would be amazed, saying he found out how to combine 2. I found out how to combine lava and water, but that's crazy. He managed to combine water and wind. He just learned water is what I'm presuming, unless he's been a master at it for a while. Naruto would then create another Miss Shuriken, making it look like there were 12 Shurikens. He'd then make all the Shurikens go towards him when there were in fact only one. And what would happen would be all these Shurikens would basically confuse Bakugo and hit him. These Shurikens would actually knock out Bakugo for 20 seconds. Bakugo lost. Bakugo would be scared for his pride and he'd start running away. Naruto would go back to class and say, that was fun. Then what would happen would be Naruto would be in class and we cut to the end of the day. Naruto is out for a stroll in the front of UA. When he'd see Bakugo would actually try to jump Naruto. Deku would come in and he'd say, let's go, Scorch Release. He'd create scalding hot water and throw it at Bakugo. It would burn Bakugo. Bakugo would then say, let's go, explosions. And then he'd basically try to take out both of them. Naruto and Deku, not knowing who it was, because it was covered up, would say, Yokoro, Kurama, give me your chakra. They'd both run at Bakugo. Naruto would shove a Rasengan into Bakugo. Deku would do the same. Naruto would then say, let's go, Mist Style. Let's go, Mist Style. Mist of hallucinations. He'd do the same technique where he created a Shuriken and throw all of them at Bakugo. He'd basically disguise it and make it look like multiple Shurikens. He'd then knock out Bakugo again. Bakugo would get in trouble with the principal. He'd almost get expelled from UA. So yeah, Naruto and Deku would basically go back to the dorms and Naruto would say, Yo Deku, you wanna play some Xbox? Deku would say, yeah, sure. Let's play a game. Naruto would say, which one do you want to play? Deku would say, let's play Sonic Mania. They'd then play Sonic Mania, just chilling out, just playing some games, and being like, oh yeah, this is fun. And yeah, Naruto and Deku would basically spend the rest of the day just playing some video games. And I'm sorry this is so short, but that's going to be the end of part 2 of What If Naruto Was in My Hero Academia. We're going to get to some more interesting stuff in part 3. But yeah, that's the end of this video. So it's Flame Ace signing out. Bye guys.